Continuing reading Gopala Champu. Krishna spoke with a smile. O mother, do not fear the forest. That fear has been destroyed because Keshi and other demons have been completely uprooted. Yashoda said, then why do we hear that even now the demons have become bold? They have taken the form of ghosts of dead persons. With a smile, Krishna said, O mother, they have not become ghosts, they have become dust, serving the dust of your lotus feet. After dying in Vrindavana by the power of that place, they attained liberation. Enacting Rama's pastimes of jumping over the ocean and building the bridge, as well as playing hide and seek, we produce a likeness of a material universe and then reveal pastimes to produce happiness. When the fears of the elder woman were dispelled, Yashoda touched his back with her left hand and touched his chin with her right hand. With tears in her eyes, she spoke to Balarama. O child wearing blue cloth, oh, your mother has not shown such affection for you from your childhood as I have. She remains as if neutral. How can I reduce my unsettled nature? Therefore, I am giving you an instruction. Immediately go on the path with Krishna. Then Rohini, thinking of his safety, said to Krishna, O child whose mother is Yashoda, your mother has raised you from childhood, and thus you do not respect her orders, but do not disobey my orders. Please consider the one instruction that I repeatedly give. Please show a ray of happiness on your face to deliver your mother from great mental agony. When pure lotus-eyed Krishna desired to fall at the feet of the elderly woman, and when chaste Yashoda entered the yard after leaving the house with the women, the best among his beloved gopis gazed at him through the holes of the lattice windows. When Krishna went to the forest to herd the cows, his gopis became filled with longing. They became intoxicated with the sweetness, became bewildered with the prema, became fearful at the approaching separation, and became embarrassed. For a few moments, they remained motionless, like painted pictures on the walls. When this happened, Krishna's eyes began to desire the gopis and then closed in shyness. The eyes thought, when his mind shows secret love for the gopis, it is proper that we should also hide ourselves like the mind. When they began trembling among the gopis, Radha began to worry. If my transformations of love become visible to the elders, what will I do? When Krishna received permission to leave from the elder woman, and all eyes fell upon him, it seemed that Krishna had stolen all the eyes and stored them in his body as if he were reflecting their eyes. When Krishna departed with Sridama, Dhamma, and others, servants followed him with umbrella, chamara, cloves, and a box of betel, rare even for devatas. Krishna, wearing beautiful clothing, desiring to bring happiness to Nanda and others who were gazing at him, suddenly entered the broad, exalted assembly with Balarama. The members of the assembly stood surrounding Krishna in a circle, and Krishna appeared like the moon on the horizon. By his wandering glance, he began to look at all of them with special affection. His cloth was especially attractive, and his eyes sometimes opened and closed. It seemed that his body was being embraced by unlimited types of variegated beauty. All the gentlemen became blissful as they became absorbed in Krishna's form. One expert panegyrist, this panegyrist, one who praises things. One expert panegyrist, respected in his family, surrounded by relatives, placed two boys wearing attractive clothing and a kakapaksha hairstyle. Uh, Locks of hair remains on the sides while the rest of the head is shaved. Locks of the hairs remains on the. Oh, no, no, no. On the sides, huh? Rest of the head is shaved. Two boys and the Kakapaksha hairstyle in front, and with the permission placed two boys wearing attractive clothing, the Kakapaksha hairstyle in front, and with the permission of the assembly, he had the boys recite blessings in the Viruda style, song of praise. He has two boys placed in them, and then they were praising, glorifying.
Oh, it's not Krishna and Balaram.
Oh, there's the bards. Yeah. The
Bards?
boy, singers.
Oh,
The boys gazed at astonishing Krishna, the one shelter of all, who was like a cloud for the Chataka bird, the ocean for Sagara's sons, like a Chintamani gem for treasure hunters, and like the sky for all the luminaries. The two young singers, looking at Krishna, an ocean of beauty without limits, along with their relatives, began to think for a moment. When they began to tremble and were about to fall, relatives studied them, but they nearly fainted. When they were revived, they spoke with choked voice. O unlimited sapphire among philosopher's stones, victory to you, protector of Raja. You have appeared to remove the burden of the earth, holding up the earth as Ananta. You are the form of happiness for unlimited devatas. O Prince of Raja, victory to you. O Balarama, shining white. You are the flag of fame for the best men of your dynasty. Victory to you. Gazing upon lotus-eyed Krishna, again they spoke. Krishna, who is like the moon rising in Rohini constellation during the dark phase of the moon, who brings fame and joy, is the son of Yashoda and Nanda. In amazement, they again spoke. The wise who praise fame are lying, for the poets should always describe fame in a spotless way. Behold in front of you that fame in the form of Krishna, whom Yashoda bore. Then Nanda spoke sweet words. O crushed jewel among sons, O Ratnachuda, who are these young two boys? Ratnachuda said, King of Vraja with all wealth, these two boys are my sister's sons. The king said, Of which sister are these sons? Ratnachuda said, O king without enemies, they belong to Ratnavati. Thinking of seeing Krishna and Balarama, the extraordinary forms of pious acts of all previous personalities, she has come here. She offers respects to you. The king of Vraja said, O sister, may your prosperity increase. Ratnachuda said, O Lord, this is my sister's husband. His name is Sumati. The king of Vraja said, I saw him when he was a child. It is difficult to recognize him now. The king then praised Sumati. O respectable Sumati, please come before me. He asked, Where do you reside now? Sumati said, O brave king, I live on the shore of the ocean. Upananda said, He has come a great distance. He is our guest. The edge of his eyes gleaming with the rays of his moon face, covering his rows of teeth with his smiling lips, which were like jasmine flower buds. Krishna said, What are the names of these two boys? Ratnachuda said, O Krishna, whose two toenails are to be worshipped by millions of my lives, their names are Madhukanta and Snigdakanta. Krishna said, Their names appear to have the same meaning. Ratnachuda said, They are brothers, twins. You understand what is going on?
can you explain?
Yeah, there is the Ratnachuda, who is a bard, who is a singer. He has brought two young boys who are twins, and they have the Kakapaksha hairstyle, and they are looking at Krishna and started glorifying. After that, Nanda Maharaj is asking, Who are these boys to that Ratnachuda? Ratnachuda said, They are my sister's sons, and sister also has come here to look at Krishna. And then her husband also has come, whose name is Sumati. Her name is Ratnavati. And the boys' names are Madhukanta and Snigdhakanta. They are twins. Upananda is brother of Nanda Maharaj. Upananda said, "O Ratnachuda, have these two boys studied your art of pricing?" Ratnachuda said, "Yes, they learn from me. They have surprising qualities which appear unexpectedly." Upananda said, "What are their qualities?" Ratnachuda said, "They know everything, and because of that, they are protectors of the poetic art." Everyone looked at them with amazement. The king of Raja said, "Respectable Sumati, from where did these two boys obtain such powers?" Sumati said, "O purifier of the universe, O pure fame, please ask them." The king of Raja said, "O long lived boys, your qualities surprise us. Please remove the astonishment." The two boys, folding their hands, spoke these words: "Lord of the people of Goloka, mercy of Guru is the only cause in all cases. Being respectable persons, you can understand this." The king of Raja said, "Who are these teachers who are so great?" Folding their hands, they again spoke, "It is Narada, to be remembered every morning, our fortunate possession, who reigns all bliss." Everyone present said, "Then it is not astonishing." The two boys spoke again, "We came to Vrindavan on his order. By his mercy, we have gained knowledge rare even to the Devatas. By thinking of him, the miseries of material life are destroyed. We have entered your place full of all wealth by his order." All present again were filled with astonishment. Krishna began thinking, "Ah, I now remember. These two boys come after a long time. I recognize them." Balarama, understanding Krishna's desire, then approached Nanda and spoke, "Great father, we long to see the skills of these two boys." Agreeing to this, Nanda then said, "O Balarama, the day is passing, and guests have come by chance, like alphabet letters accidentally carved by bookworms. Please make arrangements for welcoming the guests with suitable items." He ordered those nearby, "Give them a shower of gifts, the best ingredients. Whatever we have, they should have. From the morning, call the assembly of people to see the wondrous event." You know what is happening, right?
Last point I didn't.
So the two boys, they were everybody is asking, "How did you learn this art of pricing?" So our teacher taught. "Who is your teacher?" Narada Muni is the teacher. And then they have come here. And everybody said, "There is no wonder in that you are glorifying very nicely." Then Nanda Maharaj said, "The guests have come to our home. It is a very rare event, and just like if worms eat a book, how much possible that it can become proper alphabet letters? It's very impossible. So that much impossible guests coming to the home. So you have to treat them very nicely.
But Krishna also said, I remember this verse.
She has seen a long time.
Yes.
He has seen. And Balarama is telling Nanda Maharaj. Okay. Later, the inhabitants of Raja, putting Upananda in front, showed their contentment. After the panegyrists have dispelled all worries, they departed with offerings of suitable food and other items. In this manner, noon passed. Then noble Krishna, possessor of all wealth, knower of all knowledge, informed the king, departed with Balarama and others after offering respects to all. Understanding the minds of his friends, Krishna began to think, "We have departed to follow the cows, but the boys do not want to return. Their intelligence nourishes their good judgment, but it cannot stop the desires of the mind." Krishna, along with Balarama and their friends, arrived at the forest. He began playing his flute. Hearing the flute, the trees in front began to blossom, but the trees behind, not hearing the flute, remained without beauty.
What happened? They were meeting the guests now?
Yeah, they went home, and then now Krishna wanted to go to forest. Now it became almost noon, so he's starting because his birthday today. So it's not a birthday; it's actually every month they are celebrating his birthday. Okay, so that day he looks like he stays at home for some time, and then he goes to forest. Separated from elders, the cowherd boys held hands and began laughing in bliss. And on remembering some person in the assembly and repeating his speech in a broken manner. When the laughter died, Balarama spoke to Madhumangala. "O crooked Madhumangala, when the mothers brought us, you spoke with unclear words. O Queen of Raja, I want to speak to you alone, but no one could hear you since they were all absorbed in chores. Madhumangala laughed loudly and closed his eyes. Then he became silent. After a moment, he said, Ah, though that talk was for everyone's happiness, I have forgotten about it. Balarama said, Oh, dear friend, please swear to tell the truth. What was this? Madhumangala said, Touching my thread, I swear, I will tell not a lie. He who tolerates suffering helps me control my senses. He who has a peaceful heart supports my calm nature. He who has knowledge gives me knowledge. He who is a perfect teacher makes me perfect. If he is covered, my lies will be covered. How can I give up clear and desirable qualities? I will tell if your woman give the order. If not, I will not tell. Krishna said, You are insane. You are insane. First you tell us both. Madhumangala said, I will if you do not become upset. They both said, No, we will not. Madhumangala said, I want to speak loudly. The best knowledge exists today intact with your beloved gopis. Since conversations with pastimes of anger are now constantly taking place in the forest. Holding Madhumangala's arm with his right hand, with his right thumb and middle finger, pressing his lips slightly, Krishna smiled and spoke. I will sew up your lips. I will sew up his lips with a clean silk thread, and in this way, my Brahmana friend, full of unsteady intelligence, full of unsteady intelligence, will remain silent. Madhumangala kept his mouth shut and then spoke as if he were about to spit. If your intention is to keep my mouth shut, my mind has greed for some other rare item from your house. Bring all the sugar candy and fill my mouth with it continuously. How and why will I be able to waste words? In this way, you can sew up my mouth. Balarama, sew up. How do you know it's so? Really?
So.
What is it? Panegyrist. Another one. Panegyrist.
Panegyrize.
Panegyrize. Panegyrize. Balarama, smiling, said, You speak of bribes and forbidden items. How can a Brahmana desire these? When he said this, everyone laughed. Then the clever Madhumangala, expert at jokes, embraced Krishna for a few moments with zeal and began laughing loudly, repeatedly, while swinging Krishna around. Then Krishna, endowed with all good qualities, his heart moved by the joke, surrounded by his friends, walked along the path lined with branches laden with fruit. Catching up with the cows, he began playing the flute. When they observed the cows and brought them together, an astonishing voice spoke from the sky. All streams pull objects in the same direction as the flow, but the streams emanating from the flute pulls objects in the opposite direction towards Krishna.
What is it?
Huh? The river, they pull object in the direction they flow. While Krishna is playing, it is the flute music is flowing outside, but it's pulling object inside toward Krishna. After that, from the notes of the flute, the cows recognized their lowing as the second note of the scale. The peacocks
Second note.
The peacocks recognized their cries as first note of the scale. Sa. And the cuckoos recognized their calls as the fifth note of the scale. Pa. With astonishment, they became attracted to the flute sound and became completely enchanted. Who can imagine such an event happening at any time? But it happened repeatedly. If Krishna becomes enchanted by the sound of his flute, who would not be, since he is the life of all living beings? Ah, the increase in happiness from hearing the flute was the cause of breaking the enchantment, since on hearing the flute, like something experienced in a dream, they awoke from their state of enchantment and began staring at each other in astonishment. When they all recovered and went to the cows, Madhumangala spoke with a gentle smile. It is seen that offense to a Brahmana bears quick results. It is amazing to see that among everyone sitting here, only Krishna thinks of silencing me, but all have now become silent. While joking with him, the cowherd's boy spoke, moving the cows in the district of Mathura, calling the cows with hey hey. They brought the cows to the Yamuna with jay jay and stopped them by saying brea brea. Hey. Bah, bah.
Is it also there?
No. To make them drink water, they said ko, and to separate them, they said jri. To bring them from the water, they said tre tre. Keeping the cows on the bank of the river in great bliss, the boys bathed and then began singing. When the mother sent by the boys, when the mother sent the boys lunch, Krishna joyfully served the savory items with smiling and sampling each item. You know, right? The servants bring the lunch to Krishna and the cowherd boys.
They don't have
Different boys they bring fresh cooked. Why will they eat it? Whatever cooked in the morning. They are born Kali or what? When the mother sent the boys lunch, Krishna joyfully served the savory items while smiling and sampling each item with his tongue. After washing his mouth, Krishna returned home with Sri Dama, Sudama, Vasudama, and others. He filled his cheeks with betel nuts wrapped in golden leaves, mixed with camphor, sprinkled with powders which appeared like brilliant constellations. The beauty of his face was increased by his full cheeks, touched by quivering earrings. With his two eyes, he conquered the beauty of a lotus. The sight gave joy to all his friends. While returning home, Krishna made the cows eat aromatic grass as they slowly passed through the forest in a joyful mood. Longing to see the people of Raja, he moved forward with his friends, pointing the cows toward Gokula, taking shelter of huge trees. While listening to the music and songs of the Devatas and Upadevatas, Krishna approached the outskirts of Raja. The Devatas in attractive...
They came home.
No, they have not.
Then it was said they came home after eating.
They started to home probably. That is what it is meant. Where it said they came.
After eating, he's playing the
Returned home. Returning.
Yeah.
Basically, he's returning.
But he reached the outskirts.
Outskirts of Vrindavan, Raja. He's listening to the music and songs of Devatas and Upadevatas. The Devatas in attractive airplanes, sages with siddhis through yoga or mantras, the cows through smelling and seeing, the boys accompanying him, and the people of Raja standing on the roofs, all gazed upon the beauty of his face and experienced bliss on seeing the beauty of the edges of his lotus eyes. In this way, playing the flute, he entered Raja. The cows lowed, the cowherd shouted, the Devatas recited praises, and the sages chanted the Vedas. But the people seemed to have become deaf. The fine sound of the flute defeated all other sounds and became most attractive. From the forest and from the village, People gathered in joy like the merging of two oceans, great oceans. Though always experiencing this event, the Devatas were astonished, for Krishna, appearing as beautiful as the moon, was able to control each cow by the instructions from his flute, preventing the cows from leaving the shed, keeping the people in front. Krishna and Balarama stood surrounded by their friends in order to milk the cows and give pleasure to the cows and calves. Approaching the town gate in the middle of the crowd, when he made an attempt to go to his house, fame giving Yashoda and other women performed Aratrika for the two boys and showered them with popped rice. As all watched, they entered the town. The two cleverly glanced about to attract the gopis and relieved their fatigue by having their feet washed and being fanned.
I didn't understand the last
The two boys, glanced about to attract the gopis, and they
Krishna and Balaram.
hmm, and they relieved their fatigue by having their feet washed and being fanned. Their own fatigue. They went to the bathing place, experiencing the care and affection of their mother. Their servants helped bathe them. Putting on fresh clothes, they approached their mother. When twilight came and they finished dining with Nanda, they went to the assembly outside and sat down amongst their friends. When all highly qualified persons gathered there, Sumati and Ratnachuda came with Madhukantha and Snigdhakantha. Nanda asked if the couple had taken their meal. Since they were satisfied, Krishna, filled with all auspiciousness, called their two sons as if they were his own younger brothers. Out of affection, he made them sit near him and had them listen to the praises recited by the bards of Vraja. Being satisfied, the two brothers became anxious to display their own abundant qualities. Nanda pleased everyone by continuing the festivities several hours into the night, and after inviting them in the morning to hear some new poetry, bid them farewell. Krishna, wearing yellow cloth, with the permission of his father, took the hands of the two boys, giving up all other desires, and went with them to his mother's house. When the excellent boys came before worshipable Yashoda, a form of liquid bliss, they spoke many metaphors. Is she the deep limit of the milk ocean which gives birth to the moon of Gokula? Are we seeing the form of the full rising moon? Has the eastern direction produced a sun out of bliss? Actually, the rising of her compassion for her son has created coolness for all people. Yashoda, having a most pleasant nature, showed deep affection for the two young boys by her gentle behavior and by giving foods, cloth, and ornaments. Krishna, so these people are just praising. There are bards, singers are different. So there is praising people and then there is singing people. So Nanda Maharaj every day evening is continuing a lot of festivities which Krishna along with his friends they listen and attend drama and other things. Okay. Krishna, the essence of all happiness, having his mother bless them for auspiciousness, asked permission to take them to the bedroom. Following his mother's orders with great affection, he took the two boys to the bedroom to see Radha. Arriving at the place, the boys saw Radha, like the Devata controlling lightning, like Lakshmi with a lotus garland among a group of lotus like women, like compassion amidst all wealth, like modest conduct amidst all good qualities, like a wealth of Mahabhava amidst the Rati of Krishna. On seeing Radha, they developed prema and lost consciousness. Seeing this, Krishna attended them. When they recovered, Krishna, gazing at Radha, began to when they recovered, Krishna, gazing at Radha, began to think, The blue sapphire has effulgence as its very life. That effulgence is golden. The mixing of these into one is Radha and Krishna. This is the cause of Madhura Rasa. When Krishna introduced them, Radha happily offered them gifts as if they were youthful consorts. Sending the two boys to Ratnachuda's dwelling with some associates, he then entered his bedroom to take rest. When Krishna entered his bedroom, Radha eagerly arrived and offering a seat, began serving him by waving a chamara. When he approached the bed, Radha hid herself. When her Sakhis begged her, she acted as if she had never seen Krishna before. The Saki said, "Oh Radha, when you cannot see Krishna, you long to see him. When you see him, you hide your feelings. Why do you always act like this before Krishna? We do not understand." Firmly taking her two arms, Lalita and Vishaka led her into the room. She became stunned internally and externally. Krishna then pulled her close. He pulled her with force. Though full of desire and going to the bed, she did not act straightforward and struggled with him using her hands. She came together with him only with resistance. Who can control Radha? The actions of both are not amazing since he became the very form of Madhura Rasa for her. O Krishna, O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, O Rupa, and Sanatana, O Gopala Bhatta, and Raghunatha, O Vallabha who has attained Vraja, please protect me. Jai Ho!